right, folks, welcome back to the 2022 Hart Softball Conference Media Day. We're going to head up to Lamoni, Iowa, and Coach Todd Verwers with Graceland. Coach, thanks for joining us today. I appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having me.
How's the weather been up in Lamoni? It's probably a little snowy still. You guys been able to get outside at all?
Well, we've had some good days. We've had some bad days, but just too much snow on the ground, and even the football field still frosted over. So we have not had the opportunity to be outside yet, but we're making good use of our time inside the new renovated gym and our indoor facility. So we're plugging away slowly but surely.
That's great. What do you guys primarily focus on indoors? I mean, you can obviously do defense and hitting and pitching. What is it, just station to station, or how are you guys running your off season?
Well, we've had to adapt a little bit. Before the renovations with the old gym, we were actually able to have full scrimmages in there. We knew that the gym was going to be getting fixed, so we weren't too worried about hurting anything. Now with everything brand new, we're really worried about hurting everything. So it's been kind of a joke with me and the baseball coach, who's also our AD. I said, I'm going to let you break something first, and then it's all bets off after that. But I don't think we've broken anything yet. So we're a little more sectionized now, I would say. But we still get to work on pitching and catching. Live at bats in our indoor facility, some defense. We got a pretty big space. We have to make sure that we're making good use of what we have.
Gotta make sure those nets are tight, right?
Yes, absolutely. Too many new lights and too much new paint.
That's right. Well, let's kind of look at your schedule upcoming. You guys are going to actually head down here to Avila to start your non-con, and you all don't play at home until mid-March. What do you hope to see from that non-con schedule in those early tournaments?
Well, we've had to adjust a little bit here. We had two scrimmages lined up with Missouri Western and Northwest Missouri State, but those both got canceled. They must have some COVID protocol that was going to be too much of a challenge. So we had to move those off our schedule. So Avila will actually be our first live outdoor action. It's on turf. That's kind of why we took that game. So, if it's cold, we know we still have a chance to play. I think we just need to get our feet wet again. We had a very successful fall. Very pleased with where we're at. And, it's one thing to, play exhibition stuff in the fall and then scrimmage yourself a lot and look good in those settings. But, live action against other teams is really where you start to gauge what you have and, what you've got to work on, after you start and throughout the season. So hopefully we're picking up where we left off. I think our pitching will be ready to go. Defensively, we're returning, pretty much our entire starting lineup. Offense, we've got, some pretty good hitters and some new kids that are going to step in right away. So we're excited about what we got. And again, we'll start off at Avila and then go from there.
You're obviously no stranger to the Graceland community. You're a Graceland alum. You're at your alma mater. How much does Graceland mean to you and that softball program in particular?
Well, Graceland's been very good to me. They kept trying to get me to come back. I was doing my high school thing and coaching at another school, and finally came back, and so glad that I did. Had the great fortune of working under a tremendous mentor, Bill Dudek, all-time winningest coach in football and softball. So learned a lot from him. He was here for a few years. I think he's actually going to be back in the fold here with the new football staff and everything. He'll be around a little bit more, which I am thrilled about. It's just it's a program that's, kind of been dormant a little bit, not just silent or anything like that, but made a little bit of noise. But, being my alma mater and being an Iowa boy myself and trying to build a roster, basically, your bases in Iowa and Missouri, you put a lot of, blood, sweat, and tears and hours into it. So something that's very important to me. And we work hard every day to, make it what it can be. And, we've shown glimpses of getting over that hump. And then, last year, we thought we kind of had the cat by the tail. We had our number 1 and 2 pitchers coming back, and we were 8-4 when COVID shut us down. And then those 2 girls didn't come back after first semester. So we were throwing our freshman pitchers out there. Blessing in disguise. They got some innings in and showed some growth early, and now we're kind of a year behind, but I'm excited with where we're at and all the work and, the additional coaches that we brought on to help and, give different ways of looking at things, not just my way. We're doing it the right way, and it's just got to be at our pace, but I think our pace is right where it needs to be right now.
You mentioned some of that veteran pitching coming back. Looking at your club, what else excites you to, as you said, get over that hump here in the Hart Conference this year?
Well, I'm excited about the youngsters and the transfers that we've brought in. We've probably got 3 to 4 freshman transfers that are going to step in right now, and at least, in a doubleheader platoon at certain spots. The good thing is you get to play 2 games every day most of the time. So you play 1 kid each game, and then at the end of the year, whoever's hot, that's who you go with. And, unless there's separation early, which there could be, we have some phenomenal freshmen that we got that probably should have went a little bit higher, to be honest with you. Now, until they actually start, making noise in this conference, that's you kind of keep that on the down low, but I'm excited about what they have to offer. And some of our junior college transfers who, have a lot of playing time at the Division I level in JUCO. They showed in the fall that they have no problem stepping right in and kind of even taking a leadership role a little bit. And, we're excited about that. We're, with what we got coming back, with what's coming in, the growth of our pitchers last year, and now they're a season underneath those, those young arms. I think we're set. We're pretty happy about everybody.
We're talking Jackets softball with head coach Todd Verwers from Graceland. I'm going to kind of wrap up our conversation with some rapid fire questions, Coach. Lamoni, Iowa. It's a great place to eat. What is your favorite place there in Lamoni?
I actually like the Maid Ride out at the visitor center is my personal favorite. There's a Rare Bit burger out there that my wife gets all the time. She's big into those. Not my personal preference, but that's kind of her go-to there. And then of course, Pizza Shack is, I actually own a couple houses in town, and it's catty corner from each of them. So, it's a, pretty frequent place and within walking distance for sure.
That's fantastic. Now, in your history, you've played for several years, men's major fast pitch league. What are some memories that you have from your playing days?
Oh, I got done playing baseball at Graceland, and, we all think we're going to have some kind of a career after that, but I got the fast pitch bug while I was in high school. My local town is actually a small town, had 2 teams, and it was just something we kind of did back then. But then, all of a sudden you play a lot, you develop a lot, and actually became a pretty decent pitcher and traveled the Midwest, went to Canada a few times, and internationally played in some world tournaments and everything. What that has done is actually opened some recruiting avenues for me, and there is a lot of men's fast pitch pedigree on our team. And so when you kind of have that background, you have the experience as a player yourself at the game you're coaching. I think it gives you kind of a heads up. I try to, always talk to the girls about, let's be aggressive and, and be tough, and kind of try to instill that, girls play hard and tough, but we can still play a little bit tougher. I'm big into small ball. That comes from the men's game. Not to say I didn't hit a couple of home runs back in the day, but the bunting and just putting balls in play, creating havoc, making the other team, deal with pressure. It's kind of been my forte, and that all comes from the men's game. So a lot of, a lot of things that come from that I've benefited from. And the one thing I didn't wasn't really banking on was the recruiting benefit that I had just from the people that I know. So it's really helped me out.
Getting runners from first to third in softball is so vitally important. So
Absolutely.
obviously as a Graceland alum, when you're talking to recruits about Graceland, how do you describe that campus there?
Well, you actually got to get to campus to, part of the challenge is getting them to campus. Once you get them to campus, the campus kind of sells itself. It's a beautiful place. We have, a lot of renovations going on, the new student union, the new Morden Center. I don't think people realize how big the Morden Center is until they get in there. And now it's really, really bright. I'm not joking. You actually need to wear sunglasses in there when they have the lights on full bore. It's so bright. We've actually got cheat sheets on the switches where we can dim stuff down. So a lot of new things, a lot of money being invested into the future of Graceland. And I think that's a good thing. And, the visits go pretty well. I mean, you get on campus and then you meet with the kids and I sell them on I try to sell them on how special of a place it's been to me. I liked it so much. I was there for 6 years the first time, and then you go ahead and move on and, you just don't know, you come back and now I don't plan on leaving, not looking for other jobs, had some chances to go, but I really, try to sell the fact that it's a special place. I don't plan on going anywhere. We plan on getting the softball program up and rolling even better than what it is right now. And you just have to be here to experience it. And I had 3 kids go through here and all had a great time. So it is kind of a special place without a doubt.
All right, final question for Coach Verwers. The Hart Softball Conference. Couple of words that come to mind when I say Hart softball.
One of the toughest conferences in the country. Very competitive. Top end, hitter dominant, but there's some outstanding pitching too. So just top notch, high level, quality softball.
Coach, enjoy your the remainder of your off season. Obviously, the season is upon us, so hope you get some warmer weather up there, and let's get this season going.
Thanks, Chris.